Hey everybody, it's Dynamite Show. Paul Fontaine here. I had Jeff Hawkins before we
Okay,
set
hold
up.
on. I got it.
Oh,
I got this. Go ahead.
okay.
Introduce us.
All right. Jeff's here. You can't see him on the Fight Game Media YouTube channel, but he is here. Oh, there he is.
Oh, Paul, won't you fly free bird? Yeah. And now one for the women's team.
Fuck you.
Ugly American is here because Team USA beat Timu USA. That's right. United States succeeding, Quebec succeeding.
Hi, Jeff. It is I.
And for the people in Montreal, please print my English double the size of your French. Enough, Paul. Enough of your Maple Leaf mediocrity. Yeah, sure. You guys love your Dudley Do-Right, and the Mounties always get their man. But you know who didn't get their man? Connor McDavid, because he missed the defense on that one. So you take your Looney, your Tooney, your Brian Mulrooney, and you stick it, because we're here for the red, white, and screw you. I feel guilt and shame about that, Paul. But
As you should. As you should. Yeah. That's I no words. You know what? We win every time. It's nice that we let US win at least once. Hey, thanks, Fernando. I enjoyed
it was 46 years. Come on, man. I need it.
Hey, 46 years, and it was only 20 before that. It's your third gold medal. That's pretty cool. That's us in a slow decade, but
that's for you for the Johnny Gaudreau comment.
Okay.
No.
Hey, you know what? I will say, like when they skated around with the Gaudreau jersey, I shed a tear.
Oh yeah, no, I was actually more invested in the women's match. I told you that anyway.
Fernando said pretty solid Dynamite. I will say that was some fan service out there. I have liked a lot of the other recent Dynamites better than I like tonight's, but I will say that I know in saying that I'm in the minority because I think most of their fans probably like the show a lot, and we'll talk about why. I did manage, so I didn't watch any AEW on my vacation. I think it was Sunday night, I was gonna watch Dynamite, and I had it all set up and everything, and then I decided instead to watch YouTube videos with my daughter for 3 hours.
That's good quality family time, Paul.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this: both Keela and I really enjoyed Dynamite last week.
Yeah, I haven't listened to your show yet because I only watched Dynamite yesterday. So I watched Dynamite and Collision back to back. I thought they were both pretty good shows. I thought Dynamite was, I mean, the main event was awesome, and I really liked the post-match angle that they did. I didn't really think the rest of the show was all that great. The Hangman MJF promo, I'd heard about it before watching the show, and I thought, like, I heard about all the confusion where people didn't really understand what was going on. And the funny thing is like watching it or hearing about it, I knew what was going on, but I hadn't actually watched it. So when I watched it, even though I understood, I could see what they were saying because I knew what they were trying to say. I also understood how it was confusing to a lot of people because they made it sound more confusing than it was. And then tonight, Tony Schiavone goes out there, and the first thing he does is make it sound more confusing than it was. Like it was a pretty basic angle that they tried to make sound more complicated than it was.
You know what that is? That's writing a script and not reading it before you go out there.
or you know what else happened tonight? I don't know if you caught this. Someone read someone else's script.
Yes.
And you caught that, right?
I did.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's my line.
Yeah. Like I'm what is he talking about? And then 5 minutes later, MJF. Oh, okay. That's what he was talking about. Okay. Unless there was something on social media, maybe that, where he talked about it. And that's possible.
It's almost as good as when someone memorizes their lines and the other person's lines and is mouthing them. That's
yeah. Or when someone cuts a promo and then there's a long pause and then you hear the production people go, "Good job."
I do like outs where they forget to turn off the booth before the commercial.
Well,
Yeah,
this drove me nuts on Collision. I mean, I like I said, I thought it was a good show, but did you like? I don't know if it was just the USA Network here in Canada, but almost every time they went to break, it was in the middle of a sentence, and they weren't pitching a break. So Shivani, at one point, he's like, "Oh, Megan, and then
I'm trying to remember that. I remember we had
7 times, Jeff, on the show.
On this show?
This was on Collision. No, tonight was great.
I didn't watch.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, it didn't happen on Dynamite. It was just on Collision, and I mean, it was not enough to like ruin the show or anything, but it makes your show look kind of. I don't know,
But well, they probably had the B team of production in there too. It's like,
and then they did that, they did that thing at the end, and I had to laugh because so they're doing this main event, and I can't remember what the main event was. It was I can't remember, but they did the post match angle, right, with the Bucks and FTR. So right. I think was it the Buck? No, it was the Rascalz and FTR in a contenders match or whatever they call them. Yeah. And you know, where if the Rascalz win, they get a title shot, and they did win. So during that match, in the first half of the match before the break, they are like, oh yeah, if you caught Dynamite, the reason Swerve's not here tonight is because he's been fined $100,000 and he's been given the night off and for his heinous actions on a member of the Young Bucks family on Wednesday night. And then for his heinous actions on Kenny Omega on Wednesday night, which is one of the most horrific things we've seen on Dynamite. And then they do this angle after the main event, and Tony Schiavone says, "This is the most horrendous thing we've ever seen on AEW television." And yet FTR was out there tonight wrestling. We're not suspended. We're not fined $100,000.
It was the greatest night in the history of our sport, Paul.
Oh, yeah. Well, and he pulled out the line. It was the Claudio Josh Alexander match where Claudio reversed some hold, and Schiavone, oh my God, we're never gonna forget that ever. And I've already forgotten what it was, so I can't tell you what it was that we were supposed to have not.
I'm here for the hard sell, though. I kind of
yeah. No, I like it, but I mean, I'm poking on the negative because I like I said, I did like the shows. 6 hours, actually, probably close.
Dynamite is worth your time, though. It is.
Yeah. 6.5 to 7 hours of AEW Dynamite in just over 24 hours is a little much for me. So perhaps that might have contributed to how I felt about this show tonight.
And you also were causing revolutions down.
Yeah. Well, that was, so my trip, as a lot of you probably know, I was in Mexico, and I was getting so many messages because everyone was hearing about all the unrest going on down there. And the funny thing is we were at a monkey sanctuary, and I posted a picture in our Discord of Emily with a monkey in her lap. And this is what we were doing while all this thing was going on. And the internet was terrible wherever we were. So I'm getting these random texts from like my sister and my friend that I haven't talked to in like 5 years, and like all this stuff. Are you okay? What's going on? And my sister was panicking because I wasn't answering her, because normally I'll answer a text like super quick, and I wasn't answering her. And then finally, like, I start reading all these texts, and I swear I must have got 50 messages. So I appreciated all the people reaching out, but we were on the east side of Mexico, and this stuff that was going on was on the west side in Puerto Vallarta. Yeah. So we were fine. So my daughter has friends that were in Playa del Carmen, which is about a half an hour from us. And she said there were like some cars that were lit on fire in Playa del Carmen. This was like somebody she knows that lives there. But I mean, that may have been related, or it may have just been, Saturday night in Playa del Carmen, or Sunday or whatever night it was. These things happen. So we were, we had a great time. We had a villa that we rented because originally we were supposed to go to Cuba, and then our airline canceled all the flights to Cuba like 4 days before we were supposed to leave. So we scrambled to book this trip to Mexico, and we rented this villa that was 2 houses, 6 rooms between the two, including 2 master bedrooms with king size beds, seats up to 16 in the dwelling, our own private pool, our own private cenote, which if you don't know, it's like an underground cave that we could walk down to and we could explore, like perfectly our own. Gated community, gated guards for all the entrance where like all the houses are, and then separate gate for ours. So we were very safe, and it was gorgeous. It was 90s all week. So yeah, we had a great time, great holiday. And I only watched a little bit of wrestling, and unfortunately I watched some hockey. But yeah, it was a good time, and I'm glad to be back. Like I said, I didn't watch a ton of wrestling while I was gone. I think I watched Raw, NXT, and some New Japan. But I'm way behind on all my wrestling. So
once again, I behaved for my babysitter. I don't know where I get this. I don't know where I get this reputation for the power bombshells and Kevin Ely and others that I am an unruly mess.
Well, it's because you say it.
Shh. Don't kill my bit, son of a bitch.
But
I'll put on the America stuff. I will put on the America stuff again.
I look forward to hearing. The show. I will listen. I always do when I'm off. I like to hear. I like Keela, and I like you. But you know, I like Keela's show, and I'm doing the show with Keela this weekend. For the Elimination Chamber. Yeah. I think usually Jeremy or Garrett do the show with her, but they're going over to Big Dave's to watch that night. So. And we want to get the show up timely, so I'm going to watch it on time, live, unusual for me. Yeah. So, hey, new person here that I don't recognize. From Lafayette. What's up? Great to hear new listeners, and Fernando's here as well. Curryhead is here. USA is Canada's daddy in hockey. Yeah, this time.
Please. And beginning of the show so I can feed my ego. Thank you.
Before we got on the air, John had this comment up. I'm ready for the Dynamite Show with Canadian tire changer. That's the best line he's ever had. I changed the tire on my last day in Mexico.
Was it in metric or was it in?
We got a flat tire going into a parkade. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I just heard this like hiss, and we stopped the car, and I go and the tire's like, so we called the rental car place, and I asked them to send help because I'm like, I don't know, like I haven't changed a tire in probably 15 years. This car we had is a boat, and you know, like trying to find the freaking jack and the spare and get the spare off of the car and all that stuff. So my wife and daughter take off. They go into the outlet mall. Good luck with this, and they leave. I call, and I'm calling a Mexican travel car place, broken English on the other end. They're trying to figure out. The guy actually at one point says, "You have a flat tire and you need help?"
Just like, a masculine. I'm sorry. Are you a man or are you Canadian?
And I'm like, okay. I said, you know what? I will try to change this myself, but please send help just in case I can't. So I get on my hands and knees. I did it. I changed this tire. It took me about an hour, but I managed to do it. And then I called the car. I tried to call them back to tell them cancel the help. And they had no idea what I was saying. The second person I talked to spoke about 50% less English than the first person. They could not figure out why I was calling them. Help never came. I'd still be at that freaking outlet mall in Mexico waiting.
You ain't getting no AAA in Mexico, my friend.
No. And we were only like 5 minutes from the rental car place. So
that's only second to, like, when I moved out here, I packed all my stuff in a small Hyundai XL, and I got a flat in Arkansas.
Oh no.
And my dad had taken out the jack, or the handle to the jack. So all I had was for the lug nuts. So I had this short thing, and I'm trying to do the jack, and a cop comes by, and he just watches me. And I'm like, "You want to help here?" "No, I'm gonna go sit in my car. It's a bit windy out here." Thank you.
Wow. You reminded me of this time, and I will tell the story, and then we'll get on to Dynamite. So this is about, I don't know, 10 years ago. And at this time, most of my kids are living at home at this time. And it was a Saturday morning, maybe more like 7 or 8 years ago. Because, Emily would have been 6 or 7. So Emily, my daughter, my youngest daughter, who, has special needs, she does swimming lessons on Saturday. So I'm getting Emily ready for swimming. I go to put her in the car. I start to pull the car away, and my car feels really weird. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I get out of the car. I look. My back tire is off the rim. and like completely, not just flat, like this thing is bent off the rim. And I'm like, what in the bloody hell is going on? So I go to change the tire in my garage and I don't have a spare. I'm like, where is my spare? So I put in our family group chat, what is going on with my tire? Who took my car this morning? My other daughter, Brianna, had taken the car to go out and buy, like nachos, and ran over a curb and knocked the tire off the rim, drove it home like that, and then called a friend to pick her up. Didn't tell me. And then where's the spare? Oh, well, my boyfriend took it because he had a flat tire, needed a spare. And it was like a month or two earlier. And so like I ended up having to tow my car to Canadian Tire, get a new tire put on. They ended up costing me about $600. It was a small tire. Like it should have cost me, like I could have probably got away with a tire repair if she had done what she's supposed to do.
Put up Greg's comment.
Bad morning. Oh no, where? Oh, you'll get another AAA there. Yeah,
you call AAA down in Mexico. A guy with an iguana puppet comes and just does bad slapstick. It's great.
El Grande Americano shows up. Ole, ole!
I will translate, my friend.
Dominic Mysterio. Sucks to be you. Yeah.
Ethan Page just comes down there and just mocks you. You're not giving pride to Canadians in North America.
Chelsea would have my back. All right, let's get into this Dynamite show. So they were in Denver, and they sold out, so that's good. I mean, it was a small building, 2,500, but hey, they sold out. And it was an advanced sellout because a couple days ago I had friends that were looking for tickets and they couldn't find any. They were sold out, and there was nothing on the secondary market. But then apparently they opened up some tickets today, and they were able to get tickets, and then they sold those all out right away. So as of like an hour before the show, they had sold exactly 2,500 tickets, and it was a sellout. So good for them, Denver. And so they opened up, and they've been doing this a lot. They opened up with you running down the card, and then the Saturday Night's Main Event style promos. So we had comments from Babes of Wrath and Megabad. Babes of Wrath did, I mean, a very similar promo to the one they did on Collision. I know you didn't see it, but
I will tell you though, man, Harley just gets your attention and is on when the camera's on. There's no warm up. There's no need to go in there. It's just boom. And then you go to the Megabad, and they're doing the Sisters of Sin, Tomax and Zaymot crap, where they're finishing each other's sentences, and you're like, oh no.
I wrote down that they have a woman with them. I did see Grand Slam Collision, but have already forgotten about her because they haven't mentioned her since. And she was here. It was a tall woman. I think they may have said her name. I believe it was Lena Cross. They did their promo. I don't remember what they said, but what I do remember is that the camera stayed on them for an uncomfortably long time. They just stared.
The Stamford cut is what that is. It lingers on for 4 seconds, and it's like, are we out yet? Is the light off yet? Can you find the off button, please? Thank you. And
then you hear the production guy go, "Good job." And then
Mookie.
But and production but it was an okay job. Then we got the Bucks, and they talked about what FTR had done, and they put their hands on their family. And just to take all the heat off the angle, they said everyone's fine, but our feelings are hurt. And I was talking with our esteemed
nobody's
leaders.
selling a damn thing, and we're all here tonight.
And then we did the serious heat angle for this match with the Bucks and FTR, and then we get this party main event where, I mean, I don't know why they didn't wait until just before the pay-per-view to do that angle. I mean, it would have made so much more sense before the singles match. Instead, they do it, to lead into this, and they weren't even the focus of the match.
My guess is Tony has it written in that there's not going to be an Anarchy in the arena, and this would be the place to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, and that's what they did. So, I mean, I'm sure the crowd... I've seen this. So I've seen Anarchy in the Arena live a few times. I'm not sure I've seen one on TV. And I will say I enjoyed it way more live.
Yeah, because you can just look around as opposed to looking in the small boxes.
Yeah, and I mean, you could tell the crowd loved it. I didn't, because I couldn't keep track of what was going on, and I just gave up. But I mean, we'll get to it. But I mean, the promo, it was fine. You know, they talked about what happened, and Dax said it was their own fault because they super kicked Stoke, which news to me. I watched Dynamite. I didn't see Stoke get super kicked.
Oh, no, you didn't. Did you watch the? Oh, are you doing the joke, or you haven't watched it yet?
No, I watched Dynamite. I did not see it.
The jump, yeah, because there was a jump cut on every single.
Yeah,
service.
They showed it tonight, but yeah, I mean, I assumed they super kicked them, but I didn't actually see it.
Yeah.
But then and then he said, you pile drove our brother and you made it personal. Hell yeah, it's personal. Whatever happens tonight is your fault. So whatever happens tonight is Ricochet got pinned. So yeah.
Please, when we do the match, please only say Ricochet with the Peter Brady uptick there. Okay. Ricochet got pinned.
All right. It's like, I missed. Our family is resilient, but we won't be okay till we get our damn hands on you, Dax and Cash, tonight at Mile High Madness. Anything goes. And I'd heard about the match, but I didn't realize it was anything goes. So I guess that makes sense. Yeah. And we open with Jon Moxley versus El Clone. I swear to God, I think every show opens with Jon Moxley.
It is. It's a 20-minute squash, and he's working his way kind of up the Callis family. And Don can't be made to give an F to come out with whoever he's coming out with.
No.
Keila,
They did. They interviewed Renee, or Renee was doing her sideline reporting thing, and I've given up on listening to this, but I noticed her interviewing Marina, so I rewound to see, okay, what's this all about? So she asks her, what's up with the slap that you do before the match? Oh, and she also referred to Marina as the matriarch of the Death Riders. Did you catch that?
Well, she does the mother's milk.
She does, but I get. You know what? I didn't think of that. That actually makes sense. So her response to this is, there is no peace for great men. There's no pain in that slap, only joy. And she's cutting this promo with like a half smile on her face. And I'm like, what? Like, I guess. And on Saturday, she's teaming with Megan Bain, and she's doing she's playing to the crowd during her entrance, and she's smiling and firing them all up. And then she wrestles as a heel. It's so bizarre. I
am guessing that there is a breakup angle coming on Saturday.
You think
to move these people away and Penelope got injured.
Which Saturday?
Or
Saturday in November? Because this thing is moving really slow.
Yeah, well, here's what I figure. I figured the Penelope Ford thing's part of it. It's to get these two colossus together as a team somehow.
Gotcha.
But yes, she's always been a heel on a babyface team, and now she's teasing babyface on a babyface team while still kind of maintaining the heel stuff. All right. Whatever.
Yeah. It was.
And by the way, week number 2 of not seeing Wheeler Yuta with the shaved head.
Okay, so he was on Collision, and he wrestled with a knit cap, and he was taking moves with this knit cap, and the heels could not get that knit cap off. He did not mention his shaved head. He did not cut a promo or nothing. It was there. I mean, the announcers referenced it, but it's weird.
Way to pay off the stip, mister. He always likes to pay off the stips.
And eventually he's going to take this cap off, and he's going to have hair probably.
No, he's going to take it off, and he's going to be even balder than he was before.
I hope so. I mean, I really hope that's what happens. I hope I'm right. I hope you're right. So anyways, we just Jon Moxley
we're all right. How about
this match? I mean, they went on for a while. It was really weird watching Clone do lucha and Mox just standing there and doing his weird facial reactions,
Yes, and he does his wacky tobacco selling. I couldn't think of anything to do. I'm not saying he's doing weed selling. I just couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
He's it's like, oh my God, stop this.
And every time he would do a move that looked odd, Moxley would be like, oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate this. I hate this Mox. I hate to say that. I hate his selling in this version of it. But that's how he sells, and I get it. Yeah. It's fine. Here's Keila said last week during the Mark Davis match, this could have been an email.
Yeah.
This could have been an email. I know you're going through the play-by-play, so
I'm not doing play-by-play for this match.
My favorite spot. Clone is obviously at least a beat ahead, and he's standing with his neck back like this, waiting for Mox to grab on for the sleeper.
Yes.
And Mox realizes, oh, I'm back in the corner.
Yeah.
And they just kind of walks up and puts him in the sleeper. Just makes him look like a big idiot. I'm like, way to save your guy there, Mox. But I like Clone. It's one of those things where it's like the first loss was special. Now let's not let him lose. And he's been so good in some of these like 6-man tags and stuff.
Well, he got the win on Saturday. So, and they pointed that out here.
Oh, did they? Well, see, I don't watch Saturday, so I don't know these things.
I know.
But the other thing is, and tell me if you agree with this. Okay, this is a Bugs Bunny match. This is, I like to say this about Zack Sabre Jr., where he's just kind of playing with his food, but it's going on for a long time. And so he's getting all his little ha-has in and stuff like that. Problem is, it was followed also by another Bugs Bunny match, with the exception of the heel then just gets a quick win out of doing like one move or something.
Was that the Orange Cassidy match?
Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Both these matches felt very the same to me, is my problem.
Like the funny thing is, like, this match was like you said, it could have been an email. It was a very good match. Like, they did a lot of good moves, and I mean, a lot of counters. But
the story's not being told. The story is he's going through the lower rungs of the Callis family to get to Takeshita. Although Don Callis can't be made to give an F about any of his family members who have come out for these opening matches so far. So it's not telling the story. And here's my call. Here's my Babe Ruth shot heard around the world, because I don't think Takeshita's the guy that they're going to push up top. I think he might become a Death Rider as a baby face. I think it's one of these things where Moxley gets respect for him, because you can't make Takeshita a solo act without a manager and a mouthpiece. I think he might join Moxley on whatever trip he's on.
Or they do what I called for 6 months ago, and they dump Okada. Which
that's true too, and
that's
also possible. We can we'll talk.
So I mean, like I said, they a lot of good counters and good drama and everything, but it's just like, I saw somebody on Twitter did the math, and apparently there's something like 463,000 unique combinations of matches they can do between the Don Callis family and the Death Riders. Believe it or not. So, I mean, this could be going on a while. But
we have to circle back to Rocky, and now he has to do it all over again.
They're doing the one thing I did like, and I don't know if they did it for anywhere else in this match. I think they did, but they're doing the time calls again, which is great. They were doing this at the beginning of AEW, and then they stopped for some reason, and they've been doing it again lately. So they did a 10-minute remaining, and then a 15-minute call, 15 minutes remaining. And right at the 15-minute call, Clone hits a bunch of kicks. Then he hit a double stomp from the top rope. And then Mox just hit him with the paradigm shift. And then the Death Rider. And on Saturday, when he hit one of these moves, Clone did the no-sell like he did for the J Driller. He couldn't do it here. and he ate the pin. So that was cool. And that was that. I think we talked about this match way more than we needed to, right?
Yes.
Matt, I'll tackle this. Matt asks if Dynamite's been tangibly better in 2026. What's different? Focusing on less people, less backstage interviews, faster pace. I think it's as simple as and I do think Dynamite's been better. I didn't particularly like this show, but I think that the reason it's been better is because MJF as a champion has had just every top guy in the company is after him, and that just makes the whole show more interesting, in my opinion.
I'll be this guy. MJF as champion requires you to do more angles and storytelling. And it's nice to have the top guy in actual stories and angles with build, as opposed to, being in the ring and doing passive aggressive snark. And also more angles in general. Even the lower end stuff is getting more time in terms of build and stuff. It's a much better built company in 2026 than it has been any year, and people will talk about the glory days when it was just a super indie with match, and then Cody Rhodes would do his community theater stuff that everybody hated because it felt like a throwback to 1986. Unfortunately, I really like 1986. So
yeah, I thought early Collision was good when Punk was running it. I really liked what they were doing there, and this kind of reminds me a little bit of that. With the angles and the matches and focusing on, I wouldn't say they're focusing on less people. If anything, they might be focusing on more people, but they're not just throwing people out there. Like, they're giving you a reason to care about those people.
They're letting people talk a little bit here and there. You know, Kevin Night Tonight finally got a chance to say something other than doing a bad sketch with Speedball.
Yeah, his promo was.
I'm not saying it was good. I'm not saying it was good. Okay, we'll talk about. I'll bury him when we get there. Trust me.
Okay, all right. So they showed highlights of Swerve's attack on Kenny at the end of Dynamite last week. I love that. And then during the video, we could hear Nana talking, and I like the way they did that, because it was like, you know, normally, like, I'm tempted to skip these videos, but now I'm like, oh well, maybe I got a reason not to skip it now. So Nana says, Excalibur, Nigel McGuinness, and Tony Baldhead Schiavone, you guys are running your mouths about $100,000. You think he cares about $100,000 and a week off? He didn't get a week off. But get up, move away, stupid fools. So he kicks the announcers out.
Stupid fools popped me. Let me also say this: two things that go into the Jeff Hawkins vernacular, or wheelhouse. I like that it's not waiting for a camera cue to go in and start the scene. He's just coming in, starting the scene, and also making it about money. Hawkins likes. So $100,000 fine, we'll take it. Here we go.
Yeah. So he says, without any more delay, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the most dangerous man in AEW. And aside from the word fuck, that was probably the thing that you heard most on this show today. I would like to introduce you the most dangerous man in AEW, Swerve Strickland. And he comes out, and I was surprised. Like, I was expecting major boos, but he was getting some cheers. And, you know, even people chanting whose house, Swerve's house. But it was mixed. Like, he was getting some boos.
They're in Will Washington country. He ain't getting booed there.
True. In fact, Will sat in front of a couple friends of ours at the show.
Oh, okay.
Larry and Nadine. And it's okay for me to mention that because Larry said it in the Discord. So, but anyways, he says, "You miss me, sickos," which is, I mean, how do we miss you? Like, you were on the last segment of Dynamite and you're here in the first half hour tonight. But he says, "It's funny. I figured you'd enjoy what I did to Kenny last week. Some of you don't, right? Well, I guess that's what happens when it happens to one of your favorites." And then he puts his foot on the table and he's like, "Looks like y'all reinforced this announce table since I drove Kenny Omega's head through it last week." Some fans were chanting Kenny, but it wasn't a lot. He says, "You know, I feel no guilt or sympathy for the fact because I warned him that whatever happened next was on him. He got in my path for the AEW World Championship. He called someone else the most dangerous man in AEW." And right here, this is like Wheel of Fortune booking, because right here, it's like, oh, they're building a Swerve Brody King match, I see. And sure enough, they did. He says, "Kenny, are you dumb? By defeating you, I'm back in line for the AEW World Championship. I told you I'd put you down, and I'm a man of my word. And not only did you challenge me as a man, you challenged me as a threat. Well, it just seems to be one more EVP that I took down, and they're not going to want me in their problems anymore." And he stops the promo to tell a fan, "Your mama." And then he goes back to his promo. He says, "You know, I made a killing the last 3 years, and I took down the elite one by one. But I want to go back to the week of All in Texas when I had a conversation with one Hangman Alan Page. And he asked me, 'Do you regret all the evil, dastardly things you did to get to the AEW World Championships?' And I told him, yes. Yes, I do. But on further reflection, that was the most successful point in my career. And in order to get back to that, I choose to live my life going forward with no regrets. So here's a warning to the AEW roster. Every one of you is on notice. Any one of you can get clipped if I choose so. If you dare to stop me, I'll take you down too. I'll remind you in case you forgot just who the most dangerous man in AEW still is." 10 out of 10, no notes. I love this promo.
Yeah, absolutely, I liked it a lot.
Yeah. I didn't do it justice, but I tried.
No. It's not a 10. It's about 9.5 for me. There's some. Again, I always say that my issue with Swerve sometimes is he tries to be the cool heel, but this got more into dastardly heel, and I liked it a lot.
I do like that he didn't threaten Hangman. I still think we're
getting
that.
I think we're getting
Swerve.
that. I do too.
Yeah,
I'm waiting. You know what I want? I want Hangman to come out and go, I don't regret a thing either, and just put the mic down. And
we're gonna talk about Hangman, and I'll talk about the stip because I have some thoughts that kind of go against what everyone else seems to be thinking.
Okay.
The question is Swerve a heel or is he a shade of gray? He's heel.
He better be a heel.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want shades of gray anymore.
No, especially the way Nana came out there. Like, I think that was a message.
Even give me a guy who's getting cheered as a heel and have him turn on those guys and get them booing him. That's what I need.
I mean, he's facing baby faces. I don't see any gray.
He's facing the most possibly. Well, I won't say the most over baby face, but the guy who gets like loud chants. Brody? He could do some, yes, he could do some things to get that.
Hey, Brody's getting over, man. And
I'm not gonna go that far, but go ahead.
He's getting better on his promos too. Because
because I thought he got worse on this one, but go ahead.
I like this one. I really did. So he comes in and it's backstage, and they right away to cut to it. They didn't even pitch to it, and he says, "People say I'm the most dangerous man in AEW. Well, I got a problem with people saying that you deserve to be the next AEW World Champion. So I'm going to prove why I'm next in line for an AEW World Title shot by beating Mark Davis tonight." And I noted that Bandito was with him, but he didn't actually say anything. He just rooted a Big Brody on. I liked it.
I liked it. I'm going to tell you the weakness of it for me, though. Again, and this isn't a script writing problem. He's telling me what other people say about and blah, 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 blah. It's like, look, you just called yourself the most dangerous man. Come get me. Boom. We're in there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fair.
I want it more direct more than the expositional stuff. This was kind of an expositional promo. That's the only reason I'm downgrading.
It's like they're feuding, and the prize is the winner gets to be the most dangerous man in AEW.
Yes, that's exactly, dude. Yeah. That nails it. It's like they're fighting for the title of the most dangerous man. Yeah. It's like fighting over the letter T when that happens.
And unless they're gonna have like a death match, but we're gonna have a Texas death match on this show.
Hold on, let me soften my critique on that joke real quick, because you can do these well. Because we had like one of the more interesting feuds in the 80s was whenever Buddy Landel would get off the cocaine and he'd come in and be the Nature Boy versus the Nature Boy, and you have two different Nature Boys and they're fighting.
Ronnie Garvin and Greg Valentine. But they feuded over who got to do some move.
To do a move. Yeah, to do a finisher. Yeah, this is different. This is like a nickname type thing. Okay. Like you'd also have the Battle of the Hacksaws.
AWA. Boom Boom Brody or Boom Boom Bundy.
Yeah,
because he couldn't be King Kong Bundy because of King Kong Brody.
Yeah,
who couldn't be Bruiser Brody because of the Bruiser.
Yeah, because of the Bruiser. Right. Yeah.
So they had a feud over who could be King Kong.
Actually, you know what?
And King Kong Bundy had to be Boom Boom Bundy.
I remember that. I kind of now want Swerve to take offense to that and just make it even more evil.
Well, I think he has. I think he mentioned it in his promo.
Okay,
cool. He was gotten to when Kenny called Brody the most dangerous man in AEW. And the funny thing is I think Kenny only meant it because of the fuck ice chants. I don't even think he was talking about his.
I'm fine with this.
Yeah,
I'm fine with this.
So next up we got Orange Cassidy and Gabe Kidd. And I noted, because I always watch Orange's entrances because I like his music. It's like one of the only ones I don't skip. And he's got on his Contron video, lost Roddy $15 gift card reward. And fans at ringside have these signs as well. Now, was this on Dynamite or was it on Collision where Roddy walked out on him?
It was Dynamite because it was in a tag team match.
Okay, yeah, because he walked out on him after telling him he didn't want to team with him. And now they're going back on Collision. Tony Khan booked a tag team match with Orange Cassidy and Roddy Strong against somebody else. I can't remember who. And then Roddy didn't show up, so Orange had to find a partner.
Mhm.
Like, what is going on here? He quit.
And
He left.
then Tomohiro Ishii apparently
Yeah.
blew out his hamstring, but I think did they say he was on Saturday, which is
Yeah, he's on Saturday, so I guess he's fine.
okay.
Yeah. But anyways, so they had this match, and this was a weird match because Gabe Kidd beat the shit out of him
Yes.
before the break. Then he beat the shit out of him during the break. Then he beat the shit out of him after the break. And then Orange Cassidy got a brief comeback, and they traded some moves for a little while. And then Orange went for the orange punch, but Gabe Kidd pulled the ref in front of him, thumb to the eye, pile driver, and gets the win. I mean, this was like not quite a squash, but this was like, okay, Gabe Kidd is ahead of Orange Cassidy on the cards for now. I mean, that's what this was.
Paul, we need to, and because this is in my interest list, we need to figure out something to do with this Gabe Kidd entrance because it's stupid. He needs to gain.
Skip it. That's what I do.
He needs to gain 90 pounds and look like Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. Or if you remember, do you remember NXT UK, the Wild Boar? Those are the types of body types that should be coming out on all fours. Or your Rick Steiner.
Bear Bronson.
Yes, you are Gabe Kidd. You are tall and thin and jacked. Don't be coming out on all fours, dude. Just make yourself a mercenary.
And his partner is smaller, but also ripped and doing the same thing.
Well, his partner is Johnny TV.
Yeah. So anyway, but it was and then after the match, so he calls out Clark Connors. They beat on Orange Cassidy for a little while. And I noted there's like 1 million people in the conglomeration. None of them came out to save. Exactly. And then out comes Darby, who has a skateboard, and he made the save. He slid the skateboard to Connors. Connors goes to pick it up, but Darby instead dove off it and hit a destroyer. That was kind of cool. Then Orange Cassidy hit an orange punch on Kidd. Darby hit a stomp with the skateboard onto Kidd, and the babyfaces cleared the ring. So in one segment, you put over Gabe Kidd, and then you made him and Connors look like geeks.
Yeah, but
you set up a tag match. It should be a lot of fun.
But you've continued to make. I mean, here's what they've done, and it's a very subtle shift, and I think you've noticed it, but without noticing it. Darby Allin is now Sting. He just comes out of the crowd and does something cool and gets a pop and leaves. That's all his job is right now. He's almost a special attraction.
Like Undertaker in WWE, but he's totally Sting.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's good, and it's good use of him because
I think so too.
Yeah, and at any point they can say, okay, let's get serious with you and put him in a world title feud, but
and then they'll put him in another body bag and drag him off down the road or something.
There you go. And then they had this weird thing where they cut to the announcers, and Excalibur says, "A few days ago, we found out that we have a new AEW Women's World Champion," and it's like. You found out? Like, did it happen on like another company?
Well, it was in the issue of the Observer, and that's
yeah. So Excalibur apparently didn't watch the match. He just found out about it.
I'm here for Excalibur entering his Jerry Lawler years.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah. So then, and then they said that Chris Statlander suffered injuries in that match, and she's only been cleared today. This match was last week. Like I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, she was quote unquote injured last week.
Yeah. Okay, so she missed one Dynamite. Meanwhile, everyone else on that card wasn't on the show either, but none of them were injured. Just Chris. Yeah.
This is how we do injuries now in 2026.
They did announce that next week in El Paso, that Thunder Rosa is going to be challenging Tekla for the women's world title, her first defense, and they did a little angle to set this up on Collision, and it makes sense. It's a border town. I think it's her hometown, and should be a hot crowd for her. And
it is good usage of Thunder Rosa, who I like. Yeah. So I like this.
Yeah, which again, if you only watch Dynamite, you haven't seen her since I think last year's All In. So nice to see her back on TV. Then she cut a promo, and Statlander was with her. Statlander was warning her to be careful. And she says, "You don't think I can do this? Life is a risk, and you have to take it." And then Collision, Sisters of Sin versus you and I. And then Chris Statlander says, "Just be careful." And then she says, "I don't do careful." Then she says something in Spanish and walks away. And apparently, whatever she said in Spanish, she called herself a bad bitch because Nigel picked up on it and mentioned it in commentary the next match. And Excalibur didn't want any part of that. Then Renee asks Statlander why she's so concerned with Thunder taking this match. And Statlander just shook her head and walked away. And I'm like, are we doing another heel turn with Chris Statlander?
I hope not. This is my fear.
Yeah.
It's like, because you know what this also felt like, and this is another problem, is that they don't think about these things. This was a little bit like any Darby tag match you get, and you have Thunder Rosa in the face paint also doing this. It's like she was female Darby here. Yeah. And so you have Darby segment followed by quote unquote Darby interview. And boy, as soon as she goes, be careful with that passive aggressive shtick, I go, oh God, no.
Yeah, like you're gonna. I'm turning on you. I'm gonna turn on you. Be careful.
Or I'm gonna leave you. Or she's gonna lose her confidence and try and find her smile and become an alien again or something.
By the way, I know you didn't watch Collision, but if you have time, find the Tekla promo on Collision. She entered through the crowd, and she is freaking amazing.
She's fired, man. She has that same thing as again, as Harley, where she's always on. And she's always on. And the thing is with Harley's a cartoon character. Yes.
Tekla is a freaking ass
bad. Is a bad bitch.
Yeah. She's the bad bitch. Thunder Rosa was really good in this promo too.
I'll find that promo then. That sounds great.
Then we got a standby match, and I was like,
was this a standby match?
They mentioned this was a standby match. And I got to say, on Collision, they explained what a standby match was, and this was so funny. They're like, when they have a little bit of time in the show, and Tony Khan looks around, and he sees somebody and says, we need a match. Get out there. This is how it was explained. I'm not lying. So apparently,
that's odd because that's what we thought the first 3 years of booking was on AEW. So
Mansoor, I guess, was hanging around and was told, "Get out there,
always bring your gear."
This match, I mean, it was only probably 2 minutes, but I think Mansoor got like more offense than Kevin Knight did. I was shocked. They had time to mention that he was the first ever wrestler from Saudi Arabia, which surprised me that they would even mention that, but they did. Because he used to be the King's favorite. Like they would send him over to those Saudi shows every year, and he had like a 7-year unbeaten streak or something.
Oh, he was homegrown, so they wanted to cater to the Saudis.
I thought for sure he was gonna like get a world title match at some point in Saudi Arabia, and they never got to it. But anyways, Kevin Knight hit this sweet looking pendulum DDT, and then his UFO splash, which I really like that move, by the way, and it's like going to be a front runner for move of the year some year in the Observer Awards. Last year it was the Buckshot Lariat. Them Observer readers, they love them some Hangman. You see how he placed in so many of those awards? Like, oh my God.
I think the board is, I mean, you post anything remotely critical of the AEW and they just start trashing your character and going back and doing like hacking into your emails or trying to get into your social media accounts, trying
promoting,
to find stuff on you.
Saying negative about the AEW. Bret Hart over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what they were really voting for was Logan Paul's version of the Buckshot Lariat.
There you go. Yeah. And then Kevin Knight got to do a promo after. I guess it was a standby promo. He grabs the mic.
I don't think anybody was standing after that promo. I think they were sleeping.
Yeah. So says, boy, did that feel good. Getting another win for the Jet. AKA.
All right. Pause. I like this start. I will say this because he's like, boy, that felt good. Starts with emotion. I can't be hypocritical on my own standards for what I want in a promo. So, he's coming out and he's happy and he's excited. Yeah. I'm cool with that. Let's keep that going. But
getting another win for the Jet, a.k.a. Mr. Tufa. No idea what that means. In the Mahai City. So listen. Hangman and MJF are going to come out and they're going to get their stipulation for Revolution. And we know the result, whether it's a one-way DQ or a Texas death match. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
What did you just do? Yeah. If I'm Hangman, I turn a heel on him in the next 6-man just for this. I do. I just went.
I was like, And then I just, you know what? I gave him the benefit of the doubt and assumed that maybe there was something on social media. But
no, I know what this was.
I
will
know
tell
too
you,
now.
It was in the script. It says pick random stipulation, and it's kind of like the whole thing where it's like, don't think about this, don't think about this, don't think about this. And he went out there and he thought about it and he said it. And as soon as he said it, you could see in his face just a little.
Yeah, and then he just lost it.
Yes, he lost the plot because he knew he had screwed up.
And he says, so Hangman, he's gonna wipe the floor with that. And Hangman, after you win that world championship, I'd love to throw my name in the hat and be your first challenge. I know that might be a little premature. They say patience is a virtue, and you know what? He just kept talking.
Expositional promo.
Yeah, I lost it.
The emotion. He didn't keep the emotion to get to the script, and it's a tale as old as time. But I did feel for him because I know that thing. It's like, all right, you can say anything in the world except this one thing. All right, I just have to go out there. I have to think of a stipulation, and it can't be the one stipulation we're going to use. One-way DQ. Damn it.
I did catch his landing. He landed the promo okay because he said, not only am I the future.
It was a burning plane, and he better have landed that promo.
Not only am I the future, but the jet is the here and now. So that was that. And then they went to break and they come back and back to your regularly scheduled show. The standby match and promo are done. And Shivani's in the ring. And he tried to explain what was going on, and he was just as confusing as they were in the ring last week. And I mean, I can't remember exactly how he worded it, but it's pretty simple. The only way that Hangman has to put up his career is if they can agree on a stipulation. That's it.
Yes.
Except they didn't do that.
His script was not. I know what this was too. They have Tony has decided, not Tony Schiavone, Tony Khan.
Yes.
Has decided I need to hammer this home with Schiavone because he's been getting fumbled up on the words. So I'm going to put all the words in there. He probably has them underlined or emphasized or something. Whereas what he needed to do was say the script out loud and go, how would somebody say this with their real words? And do it. This was, he put all the words on paper, handed it to Tony and said, there's your script. Tony said, no problem. I'll have it memorized by the time we go there. He's at the desk. He's going over, God, have this. I have to hit this adjective well. I have to hit this adjective well. And then it just becomes a garbled mess as he's doing it live.
Now, you know what else
was for him too.
You know what else was going on while he was talking? They had the camera focusing on Schiavone. Behind Schiavone, you can see the production desk or the announce desk.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Excalibur sitting there watching Schiavone. And there's a guy in the shot, fine-looking gentleman with a beard and a green shirt, some sort of a production person, I'm assuming. And he's trying to get out of the shot, and he can't. And it's just, I could not stop watching this guy. Eventually, he finally just went like this. And then he went like this.
He's like a guy who keeps like holds onto the wires or something. He's like
his hands on his head to try.
Yes,
it was so funny. I don't know what was going on. I think he was.
I think as he was doing that, I think the green shirt was showing on the screen too. It was going up. I'm like,
yeah. So, anyways, Schiavone called in Hangman and MJF. So MJF gets to speak first. He says. And the fans are giving him a hard time. So he says, when the greatest wrestler on God's green earth and the greatest world champion is talking, we keep our mouths shut. Thank you. Show some respect. I'm your champion. Hangman, as much as it pains me to admit this, last week you were awfully brave. For you to offer up if you lose at Revolution, you will never challenge for the world championship ever again was brave. Because if you were a historian, you'd know that you're about to be the second man whose AEW wrestling career ended by making sure they could never be champion again. I still say that worked out pretty good for Cody. I know you folks in Denver are all stupid, ignorant potheads. So under no circumstances do you ever have any say in the stipulation for my world championship. The fans start chanting something. I don't know what it sounded like. Pick me or something. I don't know, but then it was something drug related, because then MJF came back with, if you smoke dope, you'll go broke. It's true. It's true. Then he goes back to his promo. He says, but what I've done, Cowboy, is figure out a way that's more fair for us to decide stipulation. He says, hang on a second. Let me throw my gum in the garbage. And he threw it into the crowd.
Loved this. Yeah.
I love that one. He says, I've come up with a way that gives us 50-50 odds. A game of luck, not skill. If I flip this quarter and it's tails, we'll have the match you want, a Texas death match. Hangman nods and smiles. But if this quarter lands on heads, we'll have the match of my choosing, which, humbly put, is the greatest match stipulation ever. The one-way no DQ match. Meaning I can do whatever I want. And if you so much as look at a weapon, you'll be disqualified. So I'm curious, Cowboy. Are you the hypocrite I think you are? Are you a cowboy? Or are you a coward? And I mean, you could see where
this was going. The point I tweeted. This better be a two-headed coin.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I was so happy it was. Mm-hmm. It made me so so old school. You had to blow dust off of it.
But I still did not like the way they paid it off, but we'll get to that.
No.
So the fans are chanting cowboy shit. And then Hangman says right away, yeah, man, I'll do it. But before you flip that coin, I want to make sure you understand what you're doing here tonight, because Texas death will change you. What would you be if I found a bag of broken glass and poured it on the mat and poured it into your body and tore the very flesh off your body? What would you be then, Max? And what would you be if I looked around and found a strand of barbed wire and crammed it between your lips, tore your gums apart, and if we're lucky, I even tore your tongue out too? Who would you be, knowing that of all your usual tricks, they now mean nothing? Because, Max, for years you've called yourself the devil, but this Texas death is mine. I fit Texas death, Max. You truly don't stand a chance. I could beat you in your stupid match, any match in the world, your dog shit idea. Fans chant dog shit, and he says, I could beat you in this dog shit match, but I put my entire future on the line, because if the Hangman is going to wrestle MJF for the world title Revolution, I want to leave no doubt who the better man is. And truthfully, that Revolution, if I can't beat a piece of shit like you, then I don't deserve this championship. Fans are chanting piece of shit now. He says, Max, I know you and I understand you, and for that reason, I'm feeling like a lucky shot tonight. So let's flip that coin and see what fate has in store for us. I will say that when he started talking about this, and I think he mentioned the match with Swerve, I was reminded of what a Texas death match is in AEW, and there's no way I'm buying the show. I'm telling you that right now.
Staple guns and
I'm not watching the show. I will not. So Hangman talked me out of this show. So
I may have to be on a plane. So
okay.
Otherwise I'd be going with the Dean.
And it sucks because a lot of these matches look really good, but I have no desire to see this match.
Here's my note for the best promo of the year from the Observer. Go watch the Magnum TA that you compared to, and go watch his intensity when he delivers these lines, and this thing would be over like Rover right now. Not that it's not over now, but
no, it's over. It's over.
It's over. But if he was doing this, like, because he does that little rage thing where it's just a little bit too much, where you don't really believe it, but you find how Magnum kind of hits that spot and do it that way. It'd be a little bit more over. I liked it. It was fine. It's good. And then we get to the shenanigans.
I want to tweak what you just said, because you said where you don't believe it. The problem isn't that we don't believe it, and the problem isn't even that the fans don't believe it.
He doesn't.
The problem is he doesn't believe it.
Right.
You can tell.
Now's where I'm going to act angry.
And that's the issue. And that, I think, gets into this stip, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Oh, okay.
So he says, so what a coincidence. I'm feeling very lucky as well. Tell the people, call it. So he flips the coin, and Shivani looks at it and he says, ladies and gentlemen, the stipulation for the AEW World Title match at Revolution will be a one-way, no DQ match. And Hangman stares at the coin. MJF picks it up, starts walking away. And then Hangman says, Max, wait, give me the quarter. And Max says, I'm not doing that, buddy. You're just a sore loser. I ain't giving you a damn thing. He starts to leave and out of one of the tunnels. By the way, he used both tunnels and baby faces came out of both sides. So
yes.
The
tunnels no longer matter, I think.
No. So anyways, Jet Speed comes out of one of the tunnels. They blocked him. So he goes to go out the other tunnel, and Brodito goes out of that tunnel, and they block him. And then they cut back to Hangman. And he says, Max, how big of a dumbass do you think I am? And there's no world where a coward will leave this to chance. So I'm telling you one more time, give me the quarter. And they all grab him. And then Max says, hold on. We can use it. We can use a different coin. Does anyone have a quarter here? And then Shivani is like touching his ring. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting word from Tony Khan that because this coin was rigged, the world title match at Revolution will now be a Texas death match. And then Hangman threw his quarter into the crowd and everyone was happy. And the babyface wins out in the end. But then what the hell was the point of this if Tony Khan could just make the match anyways?
Are you asking me to do logic right now? Here's
like I thought the stipulation was Max had to agree to it. Max didn't agree to it. So theoretically, the Hangman doesn't have to put his career on the line.
It will be explained next week that because he agreed to the coin flip in and of itself, then he agreed because we're gonna have to retcon
Tony voided the results of the coin flip because Max cheated. Okay. Yes. You know what? There's worse explanations. So put that aside. Let's just pretend that was fine. Let's get to this stip. I've heard it said by more than one people, and I will say smart people that I respect and a lot of times agree with, that Hangman losing at Revolution would be horrible booking, I believe was the quote. And I've seen that exact quote from a few people. And I want to say I disagree. And the reason I disagree, there's numerous reasons I disagree. First off, MJF won the title from Hangman at World's End, which was the last pay-per-view. The shows have been better. Business is improving. Why would you take the title off MJF now? And if you were so happy with Hangman as champion, why would you have taken it off of him in the first place? So that's the first reason why I don't think it would make sense to take the title off of Hangman. Secondly, I think your big match that you should be building towards is MJF versus Ospreay at All In. If Ospreay's not ready, then MJF versus Omega at All In. It should be MJF versus a massive babyface at All In, and that massive babyface should be beating him. Hangman should not be involved in the world title picture. Thirdly, I think Hangman's first 2 world title reigns were kind of disappointing.
Yes.
And the booking of his last one tells me that Tony Khan had no faith in him because he kept building the show around Moxley even after he took the title off of him. So this stipulation allows that chess piece to be taken off the board. It resists the temptation to go back to Hangman. And I think the Hangman's losing at Revolution.
There's only one minor reason why I would ever have Hangman win this match. And that is if Tony has gone full sickos listening to commentaries after these shows and has decided, I like MJF as a wrestler. I like him as a personality. He does great, but I want 5-star bangers. And I want that to be our motion. So Hangman Ospreay for the title at Wembley will be the way I go with that. Now, I don't think it's that. I think it's this. I think we want to retcon the Cody story. I think we want that stipulation. And then when Hangman gets his next title reign, it will be as a heel, where he will say, F that stuff. I didn't mean it. I'm going to get mine. And he gets it as a heel, and he does it as a heel run as opposed to being the baby face.
There's another way you can do that. And what it would be is Hangman as a baby face. I think Bob Armstrong did an angle like this, where Hangman's the baby face, and you have a heel champion, and it could be MJF. And the heel champion is so pissed off at Hangman for whatever reason that he demands to put his title up against him, even though they have this stip. And Hangman, being the honorable babyface, says, no, I made a stip. I'm not challenging for the world title ever again, blah, blah, blah. And he does this, and he finally gets him so mad. Okay, fine, I'll do this match. But if I'll waive the thing. No, if I don't win, I retire from pro wrestling forever.
Okay.
And then you have that stip, which is bigger than the world title stip, and then he wins. So he wins the title, but you had that stip. And you believe that stip, like if he could lose and he could be retiring. And then, you could also do it that could actually be his retirement. Because actually I could see Hangman retiring at like 38. Like I don't sense Hangman's going to be a guy that's going to stick around till he's 50.
I feel like the answer is right there, and I feel like it's going to be Swerve somehow screwing MJF, and then Hangman gets the belt.
Yeah.
And then they go on their merry way, but
Possible.
somehow becomes a double turn. And I don't know how to do it just yet, because it feels like, okay, MJF keeps doing everything under the sun and can't get there. And then he just decides mid-match, hey, I wanted a straight pro wrestling match all along, which is what he said in the promo last week. So he starts wrestling him straight, starts to get the upper hand, and then somehow Hangman screws him. You could do a double turn like that. It just feels like it's way too convoluted to do it.
Or you could even have Swerve come out and help him.
Well, it's Hangman. It's a one-way DQ, so you have to figure out a way where Swerve.
They're not doing the one-way DQ though.
Oh, it's Texas Death. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
And everybody's going, oh, well, you remember those Swerve Hangman Texas Death? And he just comes out and he screws
There's another thing too about Hangman losing and not being able to challenge for the world title. That would free him up to do this tag team that we both want, Hangman and Swerve, and they could be like a main event tag team, like a tag team that headlines pay-per-views.
Yes,
where the world title is positioned, the tag team world titles are positioned on the same level as the world title. And if you have a tag team like Hangman and Swerve, Violence Inc., on the top of the card,
you really want that name.
I do want that name. You could do that. And then, and it's not a step down for him not to be able to challenge for the world title. And I think even Cody would tell you that his idea back then was that the TNT title would be the equivalent to the world title. And that's why him not challenging for the world title was fine. I don't believe that, and the booking sure didn't show that, but I'm sure Cody believed it on some level.
Okay. Let me add on to that. I don't enjoy fantasy booking, but I think there's an idea there, because the problem right now is you're kind of positioning Swerve for a world title run again,
or at least
even with all these losses, a challenge. Yeah. So here's how you get there. Hangman loses. Swerve steps up against MJF. MJF wants the same stipulation. You don't challenge for the title again. It psychically breaks both those guys. And they just decide to be the two-man power trip and destroy everything about AEW that everybody loves.
There you go. I like that. All right, let's move on, because I think we still got like half the show here. I think so.
Well, that party match is just a party match, so whatever.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not going to have a ton to say about that one. We showed highlights of the Brawling Birds win from last week. What'd you think about that match?
As we said, this should have been a 20-second squash, and it turned into the hometown girl who's supposed to get heat from losing, getting shine from getting too much offense in. It was terrible.
The babyface got a comeback and a babyface tag. I couldn't even figure out if the Brawling Birds were supposed to be babyfaces or not.
Exactly.
It was weird. And then Becca was on Collision as well and got squashed again. And I will say the highlights made the match look a lot better than it was. So, heads up for that, or kudos for that. Then they did a promo, and apparently this was after Dynamite. So a couple of words from the Birds. We beat the piss out of those two girls. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. No skin off the Birds' noses. We aren't here to have a good time. We're here to beat the piss out of people. Then Alex Winter says, we don't give a fuck. And then Jamie Hayter stops. No, we're better than that. We are the Birds. We don't give a flying fuck. Now let's leave for a pint. And they leave. I'm like, what the fuck was this?
This is an idea that's too clever. And it's one of these things where it's like, okay, they're going to be foul-mouthed Sheamus and Pete Dunne. Oh, look, Europeans drink and they fight. What a noble concept. And they swear.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're supposed to be baby faces or not.
I think they
Because
are, but
but they also didn't beat the piss out of anybody. Really.
this is true. This is true. I mean,
So
they said they did. They did say that they beat the piss out of.
They
those
should have
ladies.
gotten a. Okay, you're gonna do this. It's a Road Warriors match the first time out.
Yes,
They just kill people,
and that would be awesome. Like if they had just mowed through those two, I'd be like, oh my god.
Well, here's the build though. And Keela and I went over this last week. Those two are the Road Warriors, just running through hometown people, not caring, stomping. Maybe they get cheers eventually. They're Gordy and Williams. However, whatever Destruction Crew tag team you want, even if it's not the Destruction Crew, because they're funny on promo.
The bar was the first one of these.
The bar kind of thing. Sure. Yeah. Okay. On the other side, far away on the other side of the roster, you have this Megan Bain, Lena Cross team that are the Skyscrapers. And they're murder-deathing baby faces left and right, doing the same kind of thing. Eventually, unfortunately, in Tony, a long time is a week and a half, but eventually these two need to be up against each other, and they're going to beat the crap out of each other. This is much like how NWA tag team wrestling for that Future Shock terrible thing went, and unfortunately it fell apart because the Skyscrapers got hurt, but you had the Skyscrapers, Doom,
right?
The Steiners and the Road Warriors originally in that
four-way meat match.
Oh no, it was a round robin.
Yeah, it was a round robin.
It was a round robin where you're just like, all these guys are going to beat the crap out of each other. And then of course Sid got hurt, and it was the Head Shrinkers, and then I think another team also ended up in there. But
Calloway took over for Sid or something.
After this, the Skyscrapers were out for a while because they were trying to figure it out because they were pushing Mean Mark as a solo at the time.
Right.
But what you want is two badasses being badass for about a month or two, and then it's like, I can't wait till these two fight. And then you put them in a fight. You never have them touch before that, and then you just let them go to town and do your All Japan 19.
At some point, maybe you do back-to-back matches, and they cross in the aisle or something.
Yes,
I love that, and that's what they could have done. And they could still do it. I mean, you can just retcon that first match and pretend that it was a squash and do some actual squashes from here.
Oliver, get on that. Tell Tony this for me.
Yeah.
Please.
All right. And then this leads into, speaking of which, Mega Bad versus the Babes of Wrath. Mega Bad being Penelope Ford and Megan Bain against Harley Cameron and Willow. And one of the first things Tony Schiavone says in this match was that Lena Cross has made a great difference since her arrival here in AEW. And I'm like,
just say things that are true, Tony. Just say things that are effing true.
She hasn't been on television since her thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. They had a miscommunication spots. The Babes were taking it to the Murley. At one point, they bumped tits. I wrote that down, and then I felt bad about it. But then Nigel called them the Boobs of Wrath, so I didn't feel as bad. And then the fans were chanting Babes of Wrath. I wrote Megan, but it was actually Penelope. Did a moonsault off the top. She completely went right through the Babes of Wrath, like she was trying to do, like she did a field goal, basically. Just went completely in between them, hit the ground. Fans chanted, holy shit. I think she broke her ankle on this or something, because we never saw her again. And
now, hold on. Was this before or after the spot where Megan Bain, I thought this was writing her off on purpose, because she did that spot and Megan Bain kind of does the senton on her and landed right on her, not a swanton, but just the backdrop onto her, landed right on her head and was checking on her.
Now was that in the commercial break?
No, it was like during the Shine spot where it was like they were miscommunicating.
Because someone told me that she hurt her foot on the moonsault, and
she probably did then,
because I didn't notice that she was gone. And then at one point, it's just Megan and Willow in the ring, and I don't see Harley, I don't see Penelope. Every once in a while, Lena Cross would be like on camera, and then they quickly go off, and I'm like, I didn't even know if Lena Cross was out there. And then the announcer said that it was Willow and Harley were being very smart in isolating Megan. But apparently Penelope had been taken to the back at this point. So she wasn't out there. And the announcers are talking about it like she's being isolated. And I'm like, what is going on here? So
I didn't see her taken to the back, and I thought
didn't
the entire point of this match was to do an injury angle for Penelope to get the two giants together.
It's
That's what
possible that they worked it, but I don't know. But then Willow and Megan are trading moves, and like they're not really crisp, and they're kind of missing. Willow hits a spine buster, then she hit a German suplex. Megan rolled out of the ring. Willow hit a cannonball on the outside. They get back into the ring, and then Lena just walks in the ring with a belt and hit Willow with it, and it's a DQ. And I'm like, what the hell was that? Like, this match was bad. And I guess if somebody got hurt, it's possible.
I think it was going to be a DQ all along, though, too. And I thought it was a way to. I thought, okay, when they did it, it was originally, I think, okay, it's going to be Lena and Penelope as the tag team, and we're going to break off Megan to go after the world title. Okay, fine, we'll go that way again.
Do that.
But now it feels like the origin of the skyscrapers, and I'm here for it.
Lena is not ready.
No, but this is the type of thing that they did. Okay. Yeah. To use the corollary, go watch 89 Great American Bash, my comfort food pay-per-view. Go watch in that first battle royal, Sid is over and he can't work a lick. And then they have him do that tag match with him and Danny Spivey against the dynamic dudes of Johnny Ace and Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
And he's not good. But that crowd wants to see him come in there and kill somebody.
There's a difference between not good and not ready. And and that's and like she's just awkward. Like it's not. She may be a very good worker. I don't know.
Ring of Honor, you go then for 6 years.
But if they're gonna put her in a high profile tag team, this could be trouble. A tag team is probably the way to do it because she looks impressive. It's just she's very awkward. And
female almost.
Yeah, and she's really big. So then after the match, Lena and Megan beat on the Babes Wrath for a little while, and I noted that Penelope had disappeared. The announcers, somebody told me they mentioned that she had been taken away. I didn't hear it if they did. I know some of the people in the Discord watch, the Triller feed, so it's possible that it was mentioned during the break. I don't know. Next up, we had my favorite thing on the show, other than the crowd. And it was Brody King and Mark Davis. I love this match. Like, I wish I would have watched it on mute. And I will say, like, the fuck ice chants don't bother me, but it's almost like the crowd was doing them because they wanted to say fuck. Because they chanted in this match, fuck him up, Brody, fuck him up. They chanted fuck ice. They chanted fuck Don Callis, fuck ice too. They just wanted to swear, and I mean, and they're holy shit and everything. And like I said, I said it earlier, more swears in this than a Quentin Tarantino movie. But you put
it is Denver, Colorado, home of South Park. So
true, yeah. But put that aside, these two beat the living fuck out of each other in the spirit of what the crowd was saying, and I loved it. It reminded me of Rusev and. Was it Keith Lee?
Sheamus.
No. In AEW, the first meat match.
Oh, in AEW.
Was it Keith Lee or was it Powerhouse Hobbs? It was Rusev and somebody on a pay-per-view. It's just some random mid-card match on a pay-per-view, and they tore the house down.
That's I think it would have to be Keith Lee because he would only want to work with WWE guys. So
okay, either way, it was a meat match, and that's what this was. And the fans even at one point when they
I might be wrong now that I'm thinking about, but go ahead.
When they got the fuck out of their system, they were chanting meat, and I think that was the desired goal. Callis was bothered to be at ringside for this one, so he was on crowd.
Yes.
He had a couple good lines. There was one spot where they're like trading lariats, and it's just great. And then the camera just cut away to show Callis's big ugly face. But Davis at one point did a dive, almost landed in the crowd, but then he recovered, dove at Brody. Brody missed. Davis was in a chair. Brody did a splash on him. They're both down again. They went back in the ring. Brody hit a cannonball. Davis hit a sleeper. Brody broke out of it by working on the hand, and they stomped on it. And you know what? Like, I know I wrote more than this on this match, but I can't. I think I might have deleted it.
You just put your notes down and enjoyed it.
Yeah, and he ended up winning. He hit I can't remember what he won. It wasn't his normal thing. He did like a couple moves in a row, and then I think he did like a senton or something and got the pin.
Sounds right.
It was
right.
awesome though. I freaking love this match. And the one thing I liked is they had the thing last week with the Mark Davis match where he punched the post and opened up his hand. So he had his hand all wrapped up, but he was selling it this week. And he kept blocking moves with it and then selling his hand. And then Brody used that to get the win. I loved it. I loved this match. Loved it.
I liked it a lot. I wish Brody would fly a little less because you see it every week.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not as special. But, I like my Bigelows. I like my Vaders.
Yeah.
No, it was a big guy match. It was nice.
Yeah, it was fun. Then Brody does a promo afterwards. He says he's the most dangerous man in AEW. He's looking for a fight at Revolution. So I assumed it looked like him and Swerve. Then they cut backstage and Swerve's smiling. So yeah, looks like we're getting that match. And then Bandito grabs the mic and says, I want to fight too. And then like nobody responds. And I'm like, sucks to be you. And then somebody's music hit. And at first I thought it was his. And then I realized it was Andrade's. So he comes out.
I thought it was hologram at first. I went, this is going to be fun.
God.
But go ahead. No,
I guess it's going to be Bandito and Andrade. And I wonder if it's going to be for the ROH title.
Oh, no. I don't want Andrade in Ring of Honor.
No, I don't either because it looked like they're building an Andrade Claudio match for the CMLL title.
I was too busy laughing because speaking of a Quentin Tarantino movie, Bandito, you've seen The Hateful Eight, right?
I think so.
Just the terrible stereotypical writing of the Damian Bashir character as Bob. Mexican Bob, I think is his name in the movie, where he's just saying things like "I cabron" the whole time or whatever. This is, hey, I want to fight too. Just like you cannot come off weird.
I don't think I have seen this. I gotta watch this. I gotta put this on my.
The Hateful Eight is.
Yeah.
People were saying, it's his Western. I'm like, no, it's Tarantino doing an Agatha Christie movie.
There's a guy named Hangman in that movie.
Yeah, Walt Goggins plays, Tim Roth plays the Hangman, quote unquote, of the town. No, it's worth a watch. It's fun. You're gonna need to.
I did watch Joker today, and oh man, I really like that one.
But no, Damian Bashir plays a Hispanic character, but he's doing the most over the top, almost Mickey Rooney playing a Hispanic guy type of character. And you're just like, and this is what I thought Bandito was doing. But yes, you're right. He's like, I want to fight too, and everybody's like, great.
But Brody was like, okay. Then they go to the back, and Renee's with Kyle Fletcher. She welcomes him back. She says that was a very impressive victory in Australia, but you don't have a lot of time for celebrating. Then this Canadian wench gaslit poor Kyle Fletcher and said on Collision, Tommaso Ciampa claimed that title is still his. I watched Collision. He did not do this. I don't know why she said he did. But then Kyle says, well, be careful what you wish for. You stepped in the ring with the very best and you came up short. You held this title for what? 2 weeks? Well, this Sylvie is not going anywhere soon. In fact, this Pinky, as it's now going to be referred to, belongs to me because I'm the greatest TNT champion of all time. Oh, great little promo.
I love him. I love him. And then comes the problem of he is locked in character, and he has to wait for a guy who can't speak the language.
So Okada comes in and he says, I'm so proud of you, and you're so right. We've both been perennial champions forever. Unlike Takeshita, he said, I consider you my best friend. So on Collision, for the first time ever, I propose we team up as Protocada.
and Fletcher has his reaction already, and he's waiting for it. And unfortunately, Okada is taking these pauses while he's trying to get it out, and Fletcher's already there. And the reaction's the greatest thing I think I've seen.
It was awesome.
Acting.
And he's so happy, and they shake on it. These two baby faces, and Renee is, that's great. Back to you guys. It's weird, but great. It's awesome.
Weird, but great. Who do they take on? Like the what's Rascalz? It's gonna be the Rascalz.
No, I wrote it down. Where is it here? Oh, Top Flight. Of course, it's Top Flight. It's always Top Flight.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it's Zeta Steel or Layla Gray accompanying them this week.
Layla's still out with the knee, so.
Well, she showed up on a Collision a few weeks ago.
Oh, did she?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was like shocked, but I think she realized she might lose her job, so she showed up to work injured. But yeah, no, she was limping and everything. So that's happening. So then we got Mile High Madness, and so I'm fast forwarding the entrances, and then I realized, oh wait, there
are no entrances. Yeah,
well, there was one, and it was Jungle Boy, and as he's posing, he gets attacked, and so they. Because Brian Alvarez loves it and he's back from vacation, they decided to give Brian what he likes and do 10 minutes of brawling with music.
Yeah,
and
the new Jack.
Yeah, so they just played the music over and over again. I could not keep up with what was going on. I didn't even try. Just move after move after move after move.
And a couple of comedy spots in there. The one with Stoke and the bar.
Yeah. And explosions and this and that. So they shut it off, the music, and then the fans started singing it. It sounded like they tried to turn it back on for a second, and then it just stopped again, and then they just gave up. So they go through a break. They came back. All of a sudden, Myron Reed's getting involved in the match, even though he wasn't one of the 10 guys. Because it was the Demand, which is Ricochet, Toa Leone, and Bishop Khan, and teaming up with FTR against the Bucks and the Rascalz and Jack Perry. But it was only supposed to be Zach Wentz and Desmond Xavier. But Myron Reed is out there doing spots until eventually he gets double powerbomb through a table and he gets taken out. There's tables everywhere. There's fire extinguishers. Fans are going crazy. Perry does the first pinfall attempt of the match. They're about 12 minutes in, and we couldn't see a thing because there's powder everywhere. And but the fans, like I said, this worked because the fans absolutely loved it. Ricochet went for a doomsday device with one of the Gates of Agony holding up somebody, and the Bucks threw a garbage can at him mid-move. Then they hit more bang for your buck on Toa, hit him with a garbage can. In the middle of all this, they took time to do the speed read for Collision. So we got MJF will appear. Top Flight versus Protocata. Tony Storm versus Zeta Steel. Tommaso Ciampa versus Jay Lethal. Brawling Birds in action. Tomohiro Ishii versus Andrade El Idolo. Don Callis family versus Death Riders in an 8-man tag. And we'll hear from Tekla. Got it? Good.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of star power on the show.
Sounds like a lot is what it is.
Moxley wrestles a lot. And then we go back to the match. We got super kicks on Toa Leona from all 5 baby faces. Nick dove onto all the heels. Xavier did a moonsault onto all of them. And then it was a shooting star press. Jack Perry tried to pile drive Toa Leona, but he couldn't. So Toa backdropped him over the top, went through a table. Fans are chanting, holy shit. Zach Wentz is running wild, hits everybody. Wentz tried to move. Toa blocked him. Now it's 3-on-1 on Desmond Xavier by the Demand in the ring. They set up the Power Glory spot on Xavier. Toa followed up with a headbutt or with an elbow drop, and Ricochet hit a springboard 450, but the babyfaces broke it all up. Crowd is going nuts, chanting, this is awesome. Rascalz did a double Spanish fly on a Ricochet through a table on the outside. Perry's back from the dead, hit an assisted powerbomb on Toa through the table to the outside when the Bucks super kicked him. Dax rolled up Matt for a 2, then super kick and clothesline. They came right back. Fans are chanting one more table at one point. So the Bucks obliged, and they threw Wheeler outside the ring into Dax, and they both went through a table. Then they back in the ring. They did what they call the Fire and Flame, which is like an assisted shooting star press. Then Perry hit a Canadian Destroyer on Ricochet. The Bucks hit a VT trigger on him. And then they threw Jack Perry into Ricochet, who hit a flying knee, and Ricochet pinned him. And then he did the thing. And you'll recall that this all started with Luchasaurus and Jack Perry wrestling the Demand, and Jack Perry pinned him to earn a title shot. Then he lost. Then they did another match. I think it was a 5-way or something, where Jack Perry got a pin on Ricochet. So they did a title match, and Jack Perry lost. Now they do a 5-on-5. Jack Perry gets a pin on Ricochet. Think he's going to win this time? Or is it Charlie Brown in the football? Or do you even care?
It feels like they're building almost like a Tommy Dreamer type situation.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, by the way, I mean, this whole match, the whole build to it was supposed to be the Bucks getting revenge for what FTR did to their brother, but I didn't really see a lot of that in this match.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we did a serious heat angle to set up a party match, but crowd loved it.
Yeah, this felt like one of those episodes where they're moving a lot of parts to kind of do nothing and just keep all the focus on the main event angle, which is fine with me. I'm good with that.
Yeah. I wish they would have saved the angle, because I did like the angle. I wish they would have saved it for right before the pay-per-view, but
yeah,
they didn't.
It's a couple weeks early. You're correct on that.
Yeah, and I mean and I'm sure they'll still go back to it, and that's fine. But it kind of took away from this. I mean, there's just a party match. It was Anarchy in the Arena, but with a different name. Yeah.
Yes.
And fan service. They like, you know what I said at the very beginning. I think before we went on air, I told you I hated the show. I probably didn't hate it. I liked it, I guess, in a lot of ways. I didn't hate it.
I was a little underwhelmed by it, because it was like, okay, it is fan service as opposed to build a lot of it. So yeah.
What? So somebody's at Collision. Do
we want to spoil something?
Well, it's not a spoiler.
Okay.
I don't think. They're doing Kevin Knight versus MJF for the world title on Dynamite next week.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a spoiler. I don't think it is. I don't know why they're doing a world title match when they've already got one for Revolution.
Because that's the booking, is you beat all his friends going into the world title match.
Okay. Yeah, actually I like that. And apparently it's set up on a promo on Collision. So I didn't realize Collision was being taped. So that's probably
explains. And so he can show off the one-way DQ or something. Or no, he's doing Texas Death. He can show he's hard. He's going to try and injure Kevin Knight, and then Hangman's going to play the Valiant guy, and then it's going to turn out Hangman's injured.
It could be good if they do that, and then maybe that's a way to get the trios titles off of them, because now. But yeah, overall, good, decent show. Again, there's a few recent ones that I've liked more. But
dude, you know what I'd do? I'd injure him here, and then eventually Hangman has to pick a new partner, and it's Swerve for a defense, and then they end up like just beating the crap out of Bailey, leaving him there, and then they lose the 6-man that way to whoever the heel group they want to give it to.
And Swerve and Kevin Knight have had their issues too, right?
Yeah, well, Swerve's kind of like, hey, you're gonna be the future of this business. He's the bad angel, or he's the good angel for him, as opposed to Hangman. So yeah.
All right, so that was that. We're over 90 minutes, so why don't you do your plugs?
Elimination Chamber preview. Shake some ropes this week. We're gonna go over that, all the things. Bronson Reed. It's very unlucky to be an original member of that stable, because now all of them are officially injured. Follow me at Crap Game 13. Our show will drop probably on Friday morning, possibly Friday afternoon, so you can listen to our Elimination Chamber preview then. I'm proud to be an American. Your go.
You can check me out on the Wrap, or I don't know if it might have a different name. We're doing a pay-per-view recap, but we're doing the Elimination Chamber review show, me and Keela Cash, on Saturday, probably like a half hour after the pay-per-view ends, so you can check that out on this very network. And then I think Garrett and I will be back next week with the Takedown on Tuesday, and then Jeff and I will be back next Wednesday for Dynamite from wherever the hell they are next week. Where are they? Oh, El Paso, right?
Yes.
2 world title matches on that show. So here we go. All right. So for Jeff Hawkins and his goofy sunglasses, I've been Paul Fontaine, and this has been the Dynamite Show.